Brianna's father, Todd Kupfer, is also searching for solutions and answers, of course. And tonight, he joined us now live to talk about this. Mr. Kupfer, of course, we are so sorry for your loss. Our condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being with us. I want to start by getting a sense of who Brianna was, because we're hearing she was such a young, driven young lady, her whole future ahead of her, and so kind-hearted. How do you want people to remember her?
I mean, all that is very true, and there's obviously a lot more behind that. She was just an amazing woman who, you know, had a great care for her family and friends, and just beyond that, her you know, she had environmental concerns. She cared about, you know, making everybody better, and she never wanted to take the limelight, but the moment she stepped into it, she could command it and draw attention and make people laugh and make people, you know, enjoy themselves. And she was one of 4 children of ours, and my kids all got along so wonderfully. They'd all, you know, and finally become young adults. You know, my youngest is 19, and over the holidays we shared an amazing time. And I literally said to them at one point in the day that I was so proud to see how tight their relationship was. And, you know, as a parent, you just care so much about your children. It's your most important concern. And, you know, you wonder and worry how they're doing and if they're safe. And, you know, you get very proud when you see them achieving things that you know that they want to do. And Brianna was right there. She was, you know, just getting to a point where she really knew how her path was going to go. And she had ideas about, you know, future entrepreneurial endeavors. And in the meantime, she was trying to launch a career in design. She loves art. She loves to draw, and she loves creativity. So it just fit really well with her personality. But she had so many more aspects of her life and her character. You know, we've, over the course of the last few days, you know, it's just been so devastating, but we've had an outpouring of support from her family and friends. And a big part of what's really helped a little bit is the daily visits from her friends who want to come and share stories and show us pictures. And, you know, as a parent, you kind of know the side you see, and you don't necessarily know the rest. But it was just so reassuring to hear, you know, that what I believed my daughter was truly correct in everybody's eyes. And I think the reason that people care so much about the story is that she really touched everybody. She has very small relatives who adored her. She has older people who've sent me emails because they interacted with her, and she was kind and professional and caring. She just carried herself always, you know, at a high level, and she just always tried her best to do better each day and to help everybody else if they needed help to do better as well. And, you know, it sounds like a crazy story that is not believable, but she really embodied that. And it's so gut-wrenching and obviously horrible as a father and, you know, her mother and, you know, siblings to have to go through this. And we just pray and hope that no one else will have to. And the outpouring has been wonderful, but the sad thing is we're creating sadness for the entire community because everybody has children. And for all of us, it's such an important thing, and it's just striking home for everybody.
Right, and this concept that she could have been anybody in that scenario, which is why this is so scary for so many people, and people cannot imagine what you must be going through at this point. I know yesterday that you were frustrated that more had not been done to try to catch her killer. Today we have $50,000 from the city, another $200,000 put up from private individuals releasing of this surveillance video. That's at a 7-Eleven of the person believed to be the man who came into that store and stabbed your daughter to death. Are you more satisfied what you're hearing today? Is there more that you would like to be done? Obviously you want him caught, but what do you make of what happened today?
Obviously we're very thankful for everybody that's shown care, and both in resource and, you know, whether it be financial or just in the hard work that detectives have done. I think some of that criticism was attributed to me. I'm not sure why. Obviously, as a parent of Briana, I want to see this lead to capture. that's first and foremost. You know, I certainly want him off the streets because he obviously appeared to not show much remorse, and you worry that he could, you know, put somebody else in harm's way. But, you know, I think, you know, part of it is we've been fairly lenient on a lot of individuals, and I understand that people fall through the cracks, and some people are pushed out the bottom in the environment we're in. But, you know, my only concern was that we were just at a higher level, certainly not necessarily at the police level, but more at the you know, administrative level. We have become rather insensitive to crime and insensitive to what criminals can do to families and the harm they can cause.
Before we let you go, is there anything else you want to express in terms of what you've learned about the investigation that could help the public bring the suspect into custody?
I wish I could tell you yes, but I think, you know, I may learn more tomorrow in the days. Now that this is out there, I think the detectives are working extraordinarily diligently, and they are motivated, and they feel confident that they'll be successful. But, you know, it's just our hope and prayer.
And lastly, you know, this initiative is called Save Our Streets, to try to better make the rest of us safer. Sort of what have you learned from this process on that topic that you want to share?
Well, you know, everybody recognizes the fragility of life now, and there's a lot of fear because there's no such thing as safety in any community or any location. And, you know, we really do need to do a much better job. I mean, people shouldn't feel, you know, fearful just to go out in the streets and to go into stores. I know there's a lot of initiatives, you know, underway. I don't know how much they've caught root, but I do hope her story propels those initiatives to a much higher level. And, you know, we're a fairly private family. This is not something I looked to do, but I've decided that I need to get in front of the camera for Briana and the families that have their own Brianas. I just, you know, agree with you, the crime in the streets, we need to do a much better job on it.
Well, Todd Kupfer, again, we're so sorry for your loss. Our condolences to Brianna's mother, you and your 3 children, Brianna's siblings. Thank you so much for being with us tonight at 6 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you, and good night.